Hello, my name's Will. What I do is I make short videos around the subjects of personal safety and lone working, dealing with difficult people, all under the bracket of workplace violence and with a big element of security involved in it. Now, over the past few weeks, I have been doing a lot around gap analysis. Now, I know there is many videos out there, many people that talk about gap analysis in more detail using different management models and things like that. Yeah, okay, they do work, and I do use the odd management model, which is okay, and it works for us in the, shall we say, reflecting against workplace violence. However, what I have been getting is a lot of people saying, but what can I practically change, Will? What I've got on site, does it work? In the hotel, have we got the right things, shall we say, procedures? Or I go to other organisations, say, for instance, in housing and care, and they'll say, right, well, do we have the right CCTV for this site? And then I deal with other organisations in the private sector as well that will come and say, look, we don't know if we're missing something, but we have a fear of workplace violence in the sense of abuse, threats and assaults. So what I do is I go in and I basically have a look around and see what they've got in place and see what can be modified. Also thinking of all the time of, is it cost effective? Because anyone can go in and say we need new cameras, we need procedures, we need this ultimate training package over here. But then again, does it work? So what I decided to do, because I've been being asked quite a lot through LinkedIn and also through our website ourselves, I thought I'll just make a short video and then I can send it to people and hopefully give you a bit of a better idea about how a gap analysis can help you. Let's take a look. Hello again. So, gap analysis. Right, let's have a think about it. How do I do it? Right, now I've been part of big teams for massive organisations to help out in gap analysis, and they've said to me, you concentrate on the security for us, or you concentrate on the workplace violence over there. But again, the way I do it can be slightly different. Like, I'm always thinking of what is practically can be changed or put in place to basically elevate the personal safety of staff and reduce risk. So the first thing I always do is, right, I ask for the procedures that they've got, if they've got any, and I go through them and I try to mirror them and think, right, can I understand these? Are these easily read? And then, of course, I then basically go for a visit. I go on site. And most important thing to me is I speak to staff. And I say, right, okay, then, what are the risks that you find? Now, I also say, and I point out, and people that have worked with me know this, I say, I don't want to whinge incessant about how the management runs. I want to know defined, because the organisation has given me a specific task, an aim. What do they want? Well, they want to reduce workplace violence and improve security. How do we want to achieve that? Well, we want to look at certain elements within the company. So I'll get good feedback from the staff. I'll then walk around the site, check the site. I'm not there to critique. Some managers, when they first meet me, think I'm trying to find holes even in themselves. But when they get to know me, they know I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to help. That's why I've got a great relationship with all our clients. I then spend time look at CCTV and make sure they understand the importance of CCTV, the door locking systems, the areas of assembly, things like this. And I take a good look and I really get myself involved in the organisation like anyone should do. Spend time with them. Then that's my first stage. So I've got a good understanding of basically what the client wants and what's going on in the sites, and shall I say how the risks are, shall we say, are put together in the sense of, is there degrees of abuse, are there threats, is there any assaults, is it just a fear of staff working alone? What is exactly that element that we've got to look for? And once I've got that, that's fine. My next stage is then I go and look at, shall we say, designing procedures and systems of work. I've been into many organisations and they've had procedures that are really, really thick and nobody reads them. No one pays attention to them. And I'm not being funny, but if staff on the ground haven't got an input into the procedures, well, they won't really pay attention. So I look at that and think, right, okay then. What can we change in the procedures? How can we make it more aerodynamic? How can we change the system of checking up on staff, or how we review CCTV footage, or how we even deal with whatever it is customers, passengers, guests? I have a look at that around and say, right, okay, and how can I make this document, not just, as I joke a lot about, aerodynamic, but how can I make it so people will read it and think to themselves, well, that actually points to my role, that points to my actual responsibilities. And that's a big part. Now, the last part I look at, I then concentrate on the training side. I say, right, what training can we implement? Right, well, do this staff over here just need e-learning? Do this staff over here need practical training? Well, what kind of practical training? Do these here need virtual training because it's more, shall we say, easier for them to attend? Will it hit the mark? It's interesting when I've been in and I've read other gap analysis where they'll say the staff in a certain store need to have some form of physical contact self-defense training. And I'm thinking, right, well, they've had one incident in like 2 to 3 years, you know what I mean? And they're expecting them to train the staff to be mixed martial arts experts and things like that. So I do spend my time and look around. But yes, I have been in organisations that when we've done the gap analysis, yes, the staff have to be training some form of what I call minimal physical training. And then it's selling it, believe it or not, because that's what I try to do with the gap analysis at the end, is sell it not only to the client but sell it to the staff. So the staff go, well, actually I took part in that. Yeah, and the management go, right, well, actually I had an input in that. So it gives them what I call the buy-in, because that's one of the most important things, is trying to get someone to buy into what you're trying to help them with. Because anyone, you can all go into an organisation, and I'm not being cruel, but pull it apart. But actually sitting down and thinking, right, what can I do differently to help the staff? What can we put in place? What will be effective, even cost effective, instead of just going in and saying we need cameras, we need new procedures, we need all this training and things like that. And it is the sensibility around it. So if you're watching this and you're, shall we say, concerned about a gap analysis, well, it's simple 3 stages, and you should remember this. And if you hire someone in, think about it in this context. Well, one should be the site visit and understanding you as the risk, talking to as many staff as possible, getting a really good feel of the risks and the also concerns that everybody has, going through all the procedures. Then next stage is then sitting down and thinking, right, what procedures can you put in place? What can you modify? What can you change? What can you practically do for the staff? The systems, whether it's opening up or closing. Is it dealing with the public? Is it dealing with customers? Is it even dealing with each other if necessary? What are the risk factors? What can we implement into that stage? Do we need to look at equipment? Do we need to look at lone working devices? Do we need to look at, shall we say, man-down systems, tracker on vehicles, improved CCTV, but also thinking about cost all the time? And then the last bit is, well, when you're selling it, and that's the training element. And that's where we're looking at the training aimed at the right level to the staff, and not just going in and saying, well, tell you what, let's just train them on everything, because staff won't like that. I hope you found that beneficial. 3 simple stages. Please continue to watch us on our various social media sites, followed by our LinkedIn and our YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. And I keep being asking, are we on Facebook? Well, no, we're not on Facebook. We just stuck to the 4 ones that we decided. And again, if you've got any questions, please get in touch. As always, stay safe whatever you're doing, and bye for now.